Hello. Hi, everybody. Chris Adams here. It's early in the morning. I'm at work again. I'm actually here early working on, I was just thinking about some things on my way to work. And one of them is that pornography is a weapon, right? And I know every time I talk about this, people get like weird. I'm like, what do you mean? And I know for a fact it is. Now, I know this from scientific studies because I remember having to look it up for an argument that I made on a comedy show. I was doing a Lover's Quarrel, and I had to argue against pornography. And so I started doing research, and I realized that today's generation is the first generation with a few different weird side effects that are happening. One, erectile dysfunction is on the rise in people in their 20s, but it's also this generation is having less sex than previous generations were in their 20s, which is weird, right? And it's an odd thing, and it keeps going up. And it's funny because I was looking at this article from The Atlantic, and they were saying not only is the millennial generation having less sex, but even Gen Xers and baby boomers are having less sex. Now, people go, what do you mean porn is a weapon? Well, okay, let me tell you about a little thing called Ramallah in the West Bank. So the Israelis took over Ramallah in the West Bank, and they took over 3 television stations. And what did they blast into the homes of the Palestinians? Hardcore pornography. Yes, not to free them, but to control them. Yes, this is all real, Buff Patterson. This absolutely happened. I got this from a News 24 article, but I've heard about this before. Yes, porn was used as a weapon by the Israelis against the Palestinians in Ramallah in about 2002, and they did it, again, not to free them, but to control them. And who knows, and I always look at it and I go, why do you think porn is just free? Because nothing is ever free. There's a cost to everything, right? And it's being blasted into not only as an adult, you can just get it anywhere, but also you can get on your kids can get it. The little generations are growing up just inundated with pornography from the time that they even have these thoughts. And I imagine that can't be good for people, And when I was reading one of these studies, doing my argument about why pornography isn't good, I realized that this is the part that really tripped me out too. Not only are people getting erectile dysfunction in their 20s, but even after they stop watching pornography, it takes longer for them to get their erections back. Whereas people of my generation who wasn't inundated with pornography, if we stop watching porn within 1 month, we're fine. But the newer generation, because they've grown up with instant gratification constantly, they are. It is kind of sad. I mean, I think people are waking up, I know it's control because what it's doing is taking away men's motivation to try hard. Because the best way to get a woman is to work really hard at something and impress the hell out of her. I mean, that's how I've done it. I've always been able to get women because I'm funny. I've never had money. I'm not a tall person. I'm only about 5'3" 3/4. I'm short, but women have always found me charming and cute and funny. So I've always been able to get women because of that fact. But these people that are watching pornography, on one hand, you have 2 different things working against society. We have porn, and now weed is just becoming legal everywhere. Mushrooms also just became decriminalized in Colorado. And you have all of these people just dumbing themselves down. You have porn, you have video games, and now you have drugs, to where you are just constantly looking at things that are just distracting you from realizing, I gotta work harder. And so dudes are going their own ways, which is another movement which I think is stupid, but hey, whatever. And then you have on the other side feminism, which harms women in a different way. It's what it teaches them is you can just be like a dude, and you can just work and never have to settle down and never have to build a family and never have to do anything, and Women are free love, which isn't free as well, because only a small percentage of dudes are actually getting laid, and the rest of them are just watching porn, touching themselves like a monkey that just discovered a banana. So hey, congratulations. So anyway, you have feminism on one hand, which is making women go, I don't need a man, and as women age, it isn't good to be a feminist for too long. I've seen it happen with friends of mine who are feminists, and they always make self-deprecating jokes about how they're just going to end up becoming cat ladies. And as they age, they keep running through dudes, usually like alpha type dudes, and they get sadder and sadder and lonelier, and it doesn't end well for either of us. So, what is the solution? Well, stop watching porn. It's very simple. Try hard. Work hard at something, anything that porn is a weapon. I use it to destroy my penis. Well, I mean, you can believe what you want. I'm not telling you what to believe, but it is actually destroying your penis. That is true, Kenji Thomas. It is. It's making you impotent. But hey, who am I? But so try hard. Work hard at something. Work really hard to impress not just other people, because that's an endless pursuit. For me, I believe in God, and I believe in Jesus, and that has given me a lot of strength to resist a lot of this stuff. But for some people, it's starting your own business, doing something. Try hard at something. Stop just whacking off in a basement. It's kind of pathetic. And you get those weird creep eyes, if you watch too much porn, and women are like, ew, because I do have female friends, and they do tell me that a lot of them are creeped out by most dudes, and that's why they're not getting laid. And again, I'm sure that some people always resist this information, but this was used as I said, you probably missed it, Kenji, but this pornography was used as a weapon by the Israelis against the Palestinians in one of their many, and it was even worse than I initially read in this article. They were on the roof with sniper rifles, making sure that people couldn't leave their homes, and the only thing on television, on these people's television, was hardcore pornography for a good long while. So I'm sure it's fine if you do. I'm not telling you what to do in life, but I can tell you that, and I know this because I hear comics talk about porn. It's getting more weirder, and it's getting more family oriented, which I find creepy. And I'm glad I stopped watching it, because it's always like stepmom and stepson, and I'm like, man, you guys all came from weird broken homes, and I came from a broken home, and I'm not as messed up as most people. My mom was an actual prostitute, and my porn is more normal than yours. For me, porn now is thinking about marrying a woman and having a family. That's my new porn. So I'm looking at people nowadays, and I'm like, everyone is messed up, sadder. If you notice, there's more psychological problems going on, and depression is on the rise, anxiety is on the rise, and people don't question why this could be. And I know why it is, but people don't listen to me because I'm just a stupid comedian. But anyway, have a good morning. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Happy Mother's Day, and thank you for watching. I love all of you.